Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary's Magic Stream on today's Sunday, May 4th, 2025. I am, as always, Grand Paws.
Big Cheese.
Arquette, and
I'm
very glad that we didn't do a Star Wars opener because I was thinking about it and I decided not to.
You didn't even give me a chance to do a Star Wars bit.
No.
It is that day, isn't it?
It is that
It
day.
is that day.
And if I did this, it would have been a cold open into the scrolling text with the theme.
The scrolling text would have just been one long continuous hiss.
But the John Williams score is bass boosted.
We're
Ultra wide.
We're
John
not making
Williams.
no. We're not making it ultra wide. That's going to end in sadness.
For you, maybe.
No, for everyone on the stream's ears.
Nah, they'll be alright.
So, here we are. One last time. Well, not us one last time, but, doing a BABSCon recap one last time. RipCon, I think we can officially say that.
Yeah,
Ripcon.
Ripcon.
Rip.
But heck if it didn't go out with a bang. We had some fun. We saw a bunch of cards, and we made a new card, and then had to nerf that card, and it hasn't even come out yet. Spoilers.
Spoilers, but the spoilers go later.
And yeah, we are here to talk about that because we have a fair amount to discuss. BABSCon was interesting. It was a return to adventure and a look at core after Everfree and after Vancouver to see kind of what's going on. So let's do the thing. Let's take a look at some cards. Yeah, Pancake says RipCon. It's
Just
true.
First and last BABSCon. Never again.
Yeah. At least you made it. I did the same thing for BronyCon, so is worth.
My local con gone 6 years now.
Rip.
Everyone needs a local con. Start a con in every single city.
Are we going to go back to mid 2016 where it's just what are you doing this weekend? Oh, just going to another con. But you've been at cons for the past 3 months. Yeah.
Every weekend.
Remember when Cheese went to 3 cons in a row?
I did that.
Actually in a row?
Yeah.
I did that
I
too.
did
That was madness.
BronyCon, Gen Con.
Gen Con.
Yeah. That was a time.
We're gonna do it all again in December. Spoiler.
Yeah, you are
Close to it.
pretty close. So yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So BABSCon had 2 major events. The first one was core. The second one was adventure.
Let's talk about core.
Let's talk about core.
Specifically, let's talk about the first place finisher in core.
Do we
Let's
have
talk
the meme?
about why you need to stop using the Starlight main.
Stop using Starlight.
Pancake.
I had the meme at one point. I do not currently have the meme available.
The meme was already posted in Discord earlier. Please reference the meme in Discord. Stop playing this main.
But actually, you have a dragon. She just looks like Starlight Glimmer. And this deck works extremely well.
It turns out Dragonstone's pretty good.
Yeah.
And turns out you shouldn't let the farm players design farm cards because they get really salty that it wasn't quite enough for 4 years in a row and then design this thing. And then just in general, Chaos is cheating. I think that's about the extent of that one.
Are you allowed to say Chaos is cheating?
I mean, yes. Starlight has 437 dragons in Twilight's basement. Yeah, I believe that. So this is Chaos Farm. It's not that chaotic, but being able to control the top of your deck is very valuable, and when your Chaos options include, flipping extra cards, or bailouting opposing characters, or dismissing opposing friends, and combine this with a relatively high flip average, additional flip options, Baby Flurry Heart to generate card advantage alongside Consolation Prize, Dragonstone to let Starlight be confronting most of these. It's pretty good.
This is
How many epics are... I was going to say, how many epics are we up to here? We got 3 Grogars, 3 Legions, 3 Nightmare Moons, 3 Opalines, and 1 Sproutacus. We're only talking 13 epic Troublemakers. This is not anywhere close to Feather's level of Troublemaker control.
So,
for Troublemaker Farm.
List not Feathers approved?
List not Feathers approved, but there hasn't been a list that's been Feathers approved for a long time. Let's be straight about that.
There are cards other than Troublemakers now.
There are.
You have to actually work to farm. You can't just run AJ.
Shame. I mean, he can run Growcord, but, you know. That was almost there. In Feather's honorary mention, at least.
Mm-hmm. And then some dodgy shopkeepers in here for the disrespectful play. And Canterlove Studios, because how many colors do I need to splash for? Doesn't matter. Worth.
With... Is that 3 copies of... No, that's 2 copies. Okay. I mean, you know what? If you're going to go spicy, you might as well.
Sure, right? The 1 copy of Spike and the 1 copy of Sproutacus and the 1 copy of Winterzilla serving as the only options to deal with resources is rude.
It meets the three resource removal cards needed.
2.5, let's be fair. You don't get to choose what to blow up on your opponent's side.
True. I mean,
how much does this deck even care about resources? I mean, I can see it caring about, like, maybe Bottle Dragonfire in one of the Shining lists.
Sure, just because that one can go fast enough, and it might care about a little bit about the pink resource that prevents Starlight from contributing her power to face-offs.
I mean, I know what the next 3 decks we're going to present are, so I think the Bottle Dragonfire one is kind of significant.
You're talking
Spoiler.
about Splatapulted, right?
Yeah, Splatapulted was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I suppose that would.
And I guess against opposing farm, you probably want to shut down their own Consolation Prize, right?
Prize for me, not for thee.
Exactly.
There's only so many participated stickers to go around.
That being said, Deck's been doing numbers. And those numbers have been getting bigger. Or smaller as we move to the top of the list, depending on your perspective.
Yeah.
So, is this the return of Farm in Core, Shrug?
I don't know.
I mean, it seems like it worked.
4-0 seems good.
4-0's pretty good. Once you have CMB looping against Shining, though, he has trouble. Yeah, if you can get the Baby Flurry Heart Chaos Magic Blast loop going, that is pretty nice. Alright. Let's go number 2.
Okay. So, numbers 2, 3, and 4 are all going to look disturbingly similar.
Do we want to just kind of rapid fire through the 3 of them?
Well, let's talk about.
I don't think they're identical, but
they're not.
Two of them are. This one is not.
3 and 4 are identical. Who is bugging me on Discord? Stop it.
No, it's time to VR chat, Arcat.
Nah.
3.
No.
3.
The first one is different than the other two, and the other two are identical. And the difference in what they are running, it's a very small number of differences, but that would be worth poking at.
I'm assuming it's
So-
lunch break and want to bet.
And Rainbow of Light.
Oh, sure. So we've just got a lot of additional point acceleration in here, and in exchange, we have dropped what? What
Well-
have we lost?
Well, let's talk about this first, and then we'll talk about the differences. Like,
okay.
is it really worth talking about this? Because we've kind of beaten this to death already.
I mean, Shining Purple is doing very well. Daybreaker is a stupid card. Gallus gets huge.
Does this deck normally run Rainbow of Light?
No.
This is Golden Notes list, and we didn't mention that, and that is an addition that Golden Note chose to use.
It's an
Okay.
interesting idea. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not running. This is swapping out tactical maneuver for some point acceleration. It does not have tactical.
Ah,
Yeah.
And then I think it just brought down total number of copies on other cards, and it has no dilemmas. Ooh, that's spicy.
The lunch break is definitely what made, in my match against Golden Note, the lunch breaks won him the game.
Okay. This is a
So-
little bit more of a glass cannon version of Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, here, let me fade back and forth a few times so you can kind of, like, visually spot it. Don't pay attention to the problems. That's literally just two things trading places.
Golden Note says they also swapped the Princess Twilight for Dapples. Or Dapple for Princess Twilight. Yeah, tactical maneuver.
yeah,
Okay.
because I'm pretty sure I was just running
Rebottle Dragonfires, yeah.
the straight, like whatever's the normal, like most recently played version is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So yeah, I think that's a good assessment. Is just this is trading off just for more speed.
Gotta
Now,
go fast.
I am curious, since we have Golden Note here. Golden talks about dropping Dapple for Princess Twilight because she felt easier to get his purple if he didn't get Rex. And I can absolutely understand that. Because she's going to come into play at 2. I can also see the value in wanting to have Princess Twilight there to synergize with Let's Make Our Mark Together in the mid-game, or with, Want to Bet or Beat the Rush, which are both obviously very good. My question is regarding getting your purple rec. Looking at cards you are actually going to be playing in this deck that have purple rec, the only ones that are reachable using Princess Twilight for entry are the 2 copies of Ocellus, the 2 copies of Math Doesn't Add Up, the Let's Make Our Mark Togethers, and the Twilight Sparkles Balloon.
I mean, it's everything except for the friends.
Right, you can't hit.
Sorry, except for the multicolor.
Yeah, you can't hit Daybreaker, and you can't hit Thunderflap. So, were you valuing getting into your purple mostly for the non-friend cards more than you were getting into purple for the friend cards, given how much value many people have placed on Daybreaker? We'll give Golden an opportunity to respond.
Yeah, what was the... Oh, that card, okay.
Can't read Dapple.
Yeah. I mean,
1/1,
Dapple...
you play a card, it gets +1 power till the end of the turn. So as you play a million cards, he gets big.
He
Yeah,
also
that-
sees himself C-play, so he's 2 power by default, which is the other thing that's interesting here, right? Is I'm not sure if that interaction was known. Dapple does see himself C-play, so Dapple is always 2 power the turn he enters play. Minimum.
I could be misremembering, but I think in my game against Golden Note, Golden said they weren't aware of that.
Yeah, because Dapple doesn't help a ton if your opponent is not letting you flip your main. Because generally, like, you also need the blue, and well,
You seem upset about not being able to flip your main.
Would you like to speak
It's-
to not being able to flip your main?
I mean, yeah, it's a problem when you can't flip your main. you need another way into blue. I eventually was actually no, it was invitational, sorry. With this version of the deck, I got locked out of color.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
because
my loss.
Hithrock determined that the best way to deal with Shining was to double trouble and then sit there for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and this version of the deck can't really do anything.
Yeah, if you don't draw the Rex to get into some extra purple, and you don't have Rushed Makeover, which your Invitationals deck did, then you're not in great shape for sure.
Yeah, the Invitationals deck had enough to get around it. Not very much, but it had enough. Yeah, this one you're just kind of screwed.
You're going to be unhappy.
I got really lucky when that tactic was used against me. I drew a bunch of my purple cards. But purple cards that don't require purple rec yet.
Okay, well, either way, was able to get there. More points is good.
Yeah. More turns is also apparently really good.
Well, yes. Go figure.
Crazy how that works.
More equals better than, huh? All right. So golden notes being presented here, and then I need to switch. Ivory and Big Cheese with this list. So
yeah, which is basically the same.
So that's core. Oh, we should also call out Pages Cube did, of course, make it to BABSCon. We had 8 seats filled for that, and how rigged exactly would you say the packs were?
There was one rigged pack.
I don't remember exactly how rigged the packs were, as I think most of the way through drafting I convinced Pancake to give me his hotel key with the promise I would return it, and then I lied.
Never forget. Also, you let them draft a pot of 8 for some reason.
No, weren't they doing 4 and 4? I think it was 4 and 4.
I thought it was 4 and 4.
Yeah. None of us actually participated in the draft. But we were in the room for it.
There to make sure that people had a good time.
Yeah.
We also had a very packed Learn to Play.
Oh yeah, way more people for Learn to Play than like
Learn to Play still continue to overwhelm us with how many people actually want to participate.
It's like 7 years or something since we've had that many people.
We've the past 2 Everfrees and this have been very hectic Learn to Plays. BABSCon last year, I don't remember having many people.
No. BABSCon last year was like 1/3 the size.
I think we had like maybe 2 groups, but that's it. This one was like, there's 14 people here. What do we do?
Yeah. The other thing for Cube is Pages tried out doing or not Pages. We tried out doing the timed thing.
Timed?
Yeah, we did time limits on drafting each pack. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. I did.
Yeah, because you ran the actual draft portion.
Yeah, I did.
How'd that go?
It was pretty good. I don't think we really had any complaints, and it moved things along at a decent clip. I think by the time you got about halfway through the pack, decisions were being made much more rapidly.
Yeah.
Which obviously makes sense.
Yeah, as long as you've got a group of people who know the cards, I think that works well. If we have newer players, then it gets a little more spicy. Or especially if we've got a brand new set or new cards or something that you might have to take a little bit more time to look at. But yeah, that seemed to work well.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
We also had Headband, which...
Oh, yeah,
Man, I have fallen off on that. I am nowhere near as good that as I was at one point. It's been a
I
long time.
Didn't you win, or who won?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, GP took that one.
But part of that was almost cheating, as my second card, I revealed the entire table spontaneously burst into uproarious laughter. I
Oh,
asked,
yeah.
That
"Am I
was-
Sphinx?" and then took a new card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that I didn't even do that. It just happened.
Ara got the full suite of changelings, too.
Yes, and I got the Traitor to the Hive, which makes me disappointed.
Sure did.
Oh, and we had to design a card too, but we'll talk about that later. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at Adventure.
Oh, look. It's more farm. Who could have possibly done this?
One Punch Mare returns.
Pancake's just not allowed to have nice things anymore.
We made farm too strong.
Farm's back in Pegasus form. Yeah, checks out. Oh, look, more lunch breaks. Oh, look, Jerkface. Oh, look, fast movement. Oh, look, Thunderlane.
I think I played. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played against Pancake and Swiss.
What were you playing? You were playing Thorax.
Yeah.
How was the Thorax matchup against Farm?
How did it go? I recall it not being too lopsided at the start, but I think I probably got hit with a Sprouticus. And he did get off a shopkeep.
Mm.
I remember I lost that game, but I don't recall exactly how it went down.
How do you farm when you live on the cloud? I mean, we see a number of the same troublemakers here. I think a good portion of this was Pony of Shadows. I need to put more respect on that card. I don't want to, but I probably need to.
It's a good card.
It is a good card. It does good things. How many epics are we seeing here? 15. Okay, few more than last time. And then we've still got the lunch breaks for extra setup. I mean, yeah, all of it makes sense if you can manage to keep the card advantage through Consolation Prize, and if you can manage to get your turn manipulation with the lunch breaks, which already flip for a lot, and you're probably going to have enough rec to be able to play them if you have even a single blue friend in play. Or a Staff of Sikanis. Yeah. I would be curious how much the lunch breaks mattered. But congratulations again, Pancake, with his sweep of both events. Well done.
Just sitting here collecting names. Yep. So this is also with a cut to top 4. So Pancake did not have an easy time getting here, or maybe they did. I don't think they did, because our number 2 deck is well, that makes me proud. Let's look at this.
Pancake says,
love this thing.
Pancake says he can rest on his laurels. You have a rival to go against soon before you rest too much.
Yeah, you gotta. Another game to play.
And yes, this deck is amazing.
So
Amazing for their, but also very frustrating to play against.
yes,
It has small pip and spoons and bodyguards
and Chrissy
and party of one
and Wendy.
and Wendy.
And did we already say bodyguards? We
Yeah.
said bodyguards, right?
We should,
Yeah.
but we should say bodyguards twice because that's how annoying that is.
And Cherry Berry and Outrageous Outfit.
And Styx. And Blackmail.
Oh, I didn't even check that part. Yeah.
Yep. Oh man,
Like,
Blackmail too.
name a card that you don't want to see coming down on the other side of the table. It's in this deck.
Yeah, kinda, right? I love this because Sonnet, who is the pilot of this deck, has been playing in the pink-white sandbox for years.
A very long time.
A very long time. And almost every one of her decks is able to establish board control, because when you're running taxes and removal and value, it works very well, and that's what this deck has. Look, you've got the Windies, you've got the Party of One, right? You've got the Pinkie Pie Professor of Laughters, you've got the Pip Petals and the Plaid Stripes, like they mentioned, for the taxing, in addition to Chrissy by herself, and Staff of Sakanas for Fright, and like, it's all great. But you only have 35 minutes in Swiss rounds, and Miss Main is expensive. But Cherry Berry isn't, and Outrageous Outfit isn't, and those cards also score points. And it turns out, that's all you need. This thing was a beast to face. I was playing Cheese Farm. I went in feeling super confident. The game ended well before hard time was called, well before soft time was called, and I think I had managed to score a grand total of 7 points. I got spanked. And it was hilarious. And yeah, Golden Note says turn 1 Chrysalis Flip into Pip is so strong, and it was used against him in both games he played against the deck.
Oof.
Everybody loves small Pip.
I don't actually know if I would have bothered continuing to play that game.
What if you get an opener like that and it's just like,
While I'm running Thorax, that basically means that I'm going to be sitting there for like 4 turns before I can do anything meaningful.
I mean, as is right and proper, Chrissy doesn't want Thorax doing anything because Thorax is a traitor.
I mean, you could have run Chrissy. Anyway.
I mean, maybe this really, like, as much as I love how this thing performs, this is really not my style of deck.
It was a glorious thing to watch, though.
Yeah. I think we did manage to get this on stream once. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was on stream at least once or twice.
Yeah.
Next list?
Next list? Whoop, that's the same list. Next list.
You thought it was gone.
Golden Note.
Golden Note with the mill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Few changes here since the last time we saw it. Biggest one seems to be a couple copies of Gonna Be My Day.
Yeah.
Can certainly help close out games faster if you've already got your opponent milled out, so I can see the value in it. And it's another song, so it can do other work with the songs you do have.
Well, you've also got a Blank Flanks Forever in here.
Blank Flanks Forever does work in this deck.
Yeah, I mean, it should be in the deck.
Couple Mistmins in here, too.
Well, I mean,
Because
yeah.
why not?
I don't mind Miss Main. Like, there's quite often where I want to get something back, and yeah, you have hearts and spectacle, but sometimes it's just not enough.
And you're just going to Spirit Siphon, so your opponent's not going to have anything to take back, so you don't have to worry about them getting an answer.
Yeah, and it of course is points if you need it. Because
I don't know if you'd use it for points.
mm,
Like,
it's nice to have the option. Like, you can sit here and have your opponent, like, with nothing to do but 14 points, and you're sitting there sweating bullets going, oh crap, I need to, like, do something. Because you still lose if you don't win.
Correct.
Is a statement of all time. So, if you have to get a couple of points, it's there as an option.
It's not the worst choice in the world, for sure. I mean, the deck ran it for a while for reasons. But it wasn't us this time, it's not our fault.
That's
Yes,
right.
it is.
What, in the sense that one of us took the genie out of the bottle and now it's out there?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure Golden Note would have figured it out at some point anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, they have. I mean, this is not Golden Note's first foray into Mill either. They've played it at Ciderfest a couple years in a row, I believe.
Yeah, it's fair.
I mean, to be fair, this was a pact between GP and Cheese specifically, so you're off the hook on that one.
Yeah, no, you have no obligations here. You are free to open up the gates and run the mill at full power.
yep.
Okay, and then let's take a look at our top 4 finisher here. And you already know
The
what
best
my
one.
comment on this is going to be.
Best one. I think this is actually this looks like the exact list that I ran at Babs last year.
I mean, as much as this pains me to say it, don't change what works.
Yeah. This is, I think, also what we were running, right?
We made a couple
Oh,
of
we
our own
did.
personal changes, but core
For
of the deck,
troublemakers, yeah.
yeah, the core of the deck is exactly the same. It does not really change much, even with the newer releases.
Yeah. I think, we also had like a problem change or something. But yeah, it's Thorax. I think there were 3 Thorax in total.
I believe there were. Yep.
1, 2, 3, yes.
I just love playing Thorax. This list is so fun. You just adoption options, drop a couple bunyip. Antoine's gonna eat himself for kind as can be, which puts Antoine back into play. It's all great stuff.
See, I'm fine with this simply because this finished 4th and Chrissy finished 2nd.
And therefore, Chrissy is in her proper position.
She's doing better than Thorax,
Getting
and
her
that's what's
face
important.
punched in by Rainbow Dash.
I mean, name an inhabitant of Equestria that would not get their face punched in by Rainbow Dash. Other than Rainbow Dash herself, and let's be fair, she's done that a couple of times by running herself into a mountain.
What about that episode? What about that part in the season 2 finale where Rainbow punched one of the Rainbow Changeling?
Yeah. I mean, okay. So Prism Light says Applejack. Here's how this works. Applejack just holds her hoof up and Rainbow flies into it. That still counts as Rainbow punching her own face in.
Understandable.
I guess.
But yeah, it's the traitor to the hive.
Applejack flies up into Rainbow's hoof? How does Applejack fly?
I think he meant Applejack just puts her hoof up
Yeah.
and Rainbow Dash flies directly into it because she's flying too fast.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, just holds her hoof up and Rainbow clotheslines herself on it. It's great.
Pegasus horse. However, hurricane. Pegasus horse. Pretty much a flying horse. Pegasus horse.
But Trader to the Hive does Trader to the Hive things. Let's see. So
Unsurprising.
we also had a design a card.
And you doofuses
Made the most broken designer card we've had so far.
So let's take a look at what we've got as of the end of Babs. Now, first we had like a 5-minute long debate on what this poor Kieran's name is, and it turns out that she does have a pre-existing fandom name, but no one has actually named it officially. And this is not
The other one.
Cinder Flare,
Yes, that's a different pony.
which is a different Kieran.
I think the iris color's different.
The iris
Yep,
color is different.
That's the only difference.
Now, there are a few issues with this.
There's a lot of text on this card.
There's a lot of text on it. And it's kind of busted.
Just a little bit. In 2 different ways that we found so far?
In at least 2 different ways it is just straight up broken, and in others it's just way too good. So we've made some tweaks, as we reserve the right to do.
We don't currently have the new version of this ready to go, but this is what it looked like at the end of the con. Look at her, she's so happy.
Despite the tweaks, the intended design from the panel will still be intact. We just need to remove the ability to do insanely busted things with it.
Correct.
Infinites with how many cards? Like 4 cards? Oh my god. Stop
Something
pinging
like
me.
I heard that, by the way.
To be fair, it can be very difficult to account for every possible combo in an hour panel's time, so these things happen.
Especially because we got to the point where we were starting to do the top-down design, and we had this Karen, and we had this idea of being the first one to provide an answer, and then got hung up on that for like 20 minutes, and it was really hard to get beyond that. This was a challenging design card, and people did well in getting us, this version is the final thing from the con. And really, I think you'll see when the revised version goes out there, the tweaks are minor. It's mostly a couple of numerical differences, and it's very much still in the vein. It still has all 3 abilities. The first one, I think the Chaos ability is the only one that ended up getting altered. I know Meticulous 1 is still there, and I'm pretty sure the second ability is still there too, or the third ability is still there. So really, some minor nitpicking, and I think people will be very happy with where it ended up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, you can complain about it at the next BABSCon to us.
Or once we get into the next playtest cycle, it is likely that this will be available for people to tinker with and build around and test and, all of that good stuff.
So with the con done, the card designed, and the experience, more than satisfactory. What's next? Normally there's like this post-con depression that lingers for a bit. But I think we've been too busy for that to really take full effect.
Well, I think I kind of alluded to a thing there, so let's talk about that for a while.
There's a couple options you can go with. That.
I mean that's true. There are a couple of options. Let's talk about the obvious one first. So we've been cooking. Really, we've never stopped cooking. So,
Are we talking about the set 15 cooking?
I
Let's
mean,
start with
Or are
that.
we
I mean
Let's
that
just
one's
start with that.
that one's certainly on the stove. Yeah.
okay? So set 15's cooking for a while, and we've been making sure that set 15 is cooked to, I'm not going to call it perfection, but it's cooked to an excellent state,
An appropriate doneness.
an appropriate level of doneness. We're not there yet. It still needs more time. Let us cook, but you're going to start seeing some stuff here in the next couple of streams, probably hinting at some overarching themes and maybe even a few spoilers as we continue through the design process. We do want to get people involved in the playtesting for this as soon as we possibly can. There's still probably about 2 to 3 dozen cards somewhere in there that need designing before we're ready to tie in the greater community as a whole, but stay tuned. Stuff's coming. And we hope you will be here ready to assist us with those efforts. And there's your first clue.
Interesting.
Okay.
You'll have to assist our understanding later.
Mm-hmm. Because designing a set is definitely exhausting.
I see.
But we're all willing to, pay the price of doing so. And with some help from our friends, that price gets a little bit smaller.
I'm sitting here. I can't go this fast, man. This is
Can
too
you
fast for
even
me.
count the number of puns you just did?
No, but I feel like Silver Quill would be proud.
I don't know if he would be proud. He ran off with the bill, and I haven't seen him since then.
I mean, this is also true.
Did he
That's
steal
true.
another bill after?
No.
No.
Anyway.
It's okay. Keyframe got him back at breakfast on Monday.
Yeah, it's true.
Amazing. We
So
actually have started a world war.
We really have.
Yep.
So what else is cooking though? Set 15's nice. Nice to have some more print and play stuff. Also, Hasbro apparently pulled their head out of their butt and said, hey, G4 was better. What if we just do more of that?
With the first ever My Little Pony card game.
The very first one.
Yeah, the first worldwide.
The wording was still funny.
It was. They're like,
Especially because the response was just immediate of, did you guys forget about this game? And then half of the comments following that were, it was a bad game, but did you forget about it?
this
So
is the third playable card game.
this is
If
the
you
third
count the Renegade one, yeah.
Sure.
I count Renegade.
Well, that's nice of you to count Renegade. Renegade doesn't count Ivory.
But they did count
Okay.
you.
Anyway.
But they counted me.
Okay. Enough. Let's not throw too much shade here. What are we talking about?
Caillou!
Caillou. The very shiny, very pretty, very Chinese pony cards. Which we've enjoyed seeing some of our international friends bring to conventions to, allow us to open and stream people opening them for, I don't remember what the Chinese equivalent of TikTok is, but that place. They've partnered with Hasbro directly and have released in mainland China and a few other locations in Southeast Asia a new collectible card game featuring characters from G4 of My Little Pony. And it is not the My Little Pony collectible card game that Interplay produced, and it is not the My Little Pony deck building game that Renegade produced, and it is not Twilight Sparkle's Secret Ship Fic Folder. It
Made
is
by
its own...
Horrible People game.
Correct. It is its own thing. And a fair portion of this community immediately became enamored with the fact that the game, or a game, featuring colorful pastel cartoon horses, might be legitimately commercially supported again. So we kind of did a thing, and by we, I mean mostly these other two who are here.
Among other participants who also
Among-
contributed greatly.
Correct. Long story short, before the game had even had all of its official releases in China, we had a Discord server up with full images of the rules documents being given out, translated into English, along with a tabletop simulator mod that allowed for gameplay. All of the cards that have been released so far in the starter decks and the trial decks being added with translations on there, and enough of an understanding of the rules to write a turn flow or a game flow document. Oh, and we had also optimized the game enough to figure out what probably the best deck is.
Oops.
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 Maybe.
Maybe.
We're not sure about the last part yet, but
Maybe. I've yet to see
we-
Pony outsmart Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah, basically. Because Twilight Sparkle has 8 power, and 8 power is busted. Anyway, that server's open for anyone to join, so, come join the server. We'll teach you how to play. It's a wild ride. Also, the cards are beautiful.
it also only takes about 2 minutes to teach someone how to play.
That's true. Is the game the most mechanically complex thing we've ever seen? No. Does it have potential? Absolutely.
So
Get in early while the getting's good.
watch this space. Sounds like you need to be watching the space.
What other space should they be watching?
Should probably be watching a hotel in downtown Bellevue, Washington. Because
Why is that?
with Babs over, our next convention is Everfree Northwest on August 20th. Sounds right.
You're making me go like
August.
3.5 months without a con.
Yeah, August 22nd through 24th. Whereupon I believe we are intending to host Continentals again.
Hooray!
Hooray!
So
we are doing that, aren't we?
yeah. There's the thing. She did the thing.
Anyway, come to Everfree.
Anyway, come to Everfree. Let's see, because the hotel block is flickering around on being sold out. So if you're looking for a room, do check in on that. And if you already have a room, good on you. I guess I should probably go out of my way and at this point say, by the way, Ciderfest has also just opened up their room block. So if you're going to go attend that, go get a room.
Apparently, they broke the link on the Ciderfest website.
Amazing.
So check Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever you use. I'm pretty sure they have an updated link there.
Oopsie.
Oopsie. Let's see. Oh yeah, the other space that you should be watching beyond just Everfree is Woodgazer has generously agreed to initiate a print run for Prize Wheel 4. So if you would like some of those, go check out Woodgazer's post in the Discord. What we believe will happen here, due to just various international situations being what they are, is it will probably make the most sense for Sim to handle distribution at least within the US. But Woodgazer does need to know how many sets to print, so go register your interest with Woodgazer. And then we will see what transpires. unfortunately, nothing is certain at this point. So keep your ear to the ground on that one. Or, pay attention to Discord, which is probably going to be a lot more effective. I don't know if you've ever tried to listen to the ground, but it doesn't work real well. And then your, face gets all dirty, so don't do that.
But do go sign up on that form.
Yes. This is kind of a long and detailed one. We've gone over a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Things are happening. It's weird. I don't like change.
It's exciting. I like change when Hasbro and Caillou start producing new card games.
Yeah.
I like change when new sets might be coming out.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't think I've got anything else. What else we got to talk about? Anything?
Not yet. I think we should probably save a little bit of stuff for future streams. But do you have anything else you can think of?
I don't think so.
All right. And I think that will about wrap up our discussion on this topic for today. We would like to give a big shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please consider donating, as doing so enables us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you are a patron, you can chat with us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. And of course, you can also reach out to us on Slack any day, anytime. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous recordings, including tournament recordings, you can find our videos linked at the YouTube link below.
Yes.
I'm going from memory on this one, yeah. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grand Pause.
Big cheese.
Our cat and
I still can't come up with any clever quips. I'm Ivory Starlight. May the fourth be with you, and stuff.
Be with you.
Be with you.
really,
Now I just sound like I'm from Azumanga
you didn't want to sit there and just be like, I am Steve.
Good morning, every neon.
All right. All right. Well, we'll see you. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.